Welcome back. If you watched the other videos, this is part 3 of increase and decrease using proportions. Um, right now we're just going to do another video. This video is about an increase, and we want to know how much the home has increased percentage-wise since it was bought. So if we read this problem, it says a home was purchased in 2009 for $145,300. Now that same home is now worth $159,830. How much has the home's value risen? Now if we're going to use proportion, what we need to do is we need to set up two fractions and make them equal to each other. So let's take a moment to think about this first. Alright, so basically, I guess the first thing we can think about is that it's gone up a certain percentage. So we don't know what it is. So the first thing we can write down is we can write down something over 100. We'll put an X there. And it's going to be equal to something else, alright? And according to proportions, we have one fraction on the left, one fraction on the right. And now we've got to figure out how we're going to set this up. Alright, so on the bottom, we're saying that it went up a certain percentage. Well, we're saying that the original price went up a certain percentage. So if I put this down here, that would make sense. 145,300. That would make sense because we're saying that this is 100% of this. I mean, or 100%. This is 100%, right? Basically, for example, say I have 145,300, and I want to plus it by something. It's going to be plus by x. That's what's going to be plus by. And then it's going to equal this number right here. Okay? I can actually say this is equal to, that's what I'm saying here. I can say this is equal to y. Let's just use y for right now, that variable, since we're already using x over here. So it's equal to 1,500. No, sorry, not 1,000. 159,830. Okay? Now, this represents 100% of the previous value. That's what it was bought at, 100%. Okay? And this is y again. And we plussed this 100%, which represents this. These two are equal to each other, right? 100%. This is 100% of the previous value. So the 100% of the previous value is plus by x percent of something. So basically that's what we're trying to figure out here, this x right here. But we don't know the corresponding from the x. We don't know this y. We could say this is y. It's kind of confusing. We don't know it yet. And that's what we're going to try to figure out. Because we can't do this proportion yet until we have something to put on top. We can't put this on top because it wouldn't make sense. It didn't go up. It didn't go up 159,830. It didn't go up I'm not taking this and plussing it by this. It didn't go up by that. It went up by this, whatever this is, to make this. So basically what we need to find is we need to find the difference. Alright, does that make sense? Right now we need to find the difference. That's y, right? This question mark, we could put a question mark there. This question mark, let's see here, let's erase something. We'll put it back in. all right, that variable confuses you. Let's just put a y there. We don't know how much was added to the 100 and let's put a question mark there. We don't know what was added to the 145,300. We don't know that. We want to figure that out, but we don't know that. Now, the way we can figure that out is we can take this number and subtract this number from it. So we could take 159,000 and we can subtract 145,300 from it. By the way, this is 830. There we go. Probably should change the width of this eraser so it's not so strong, so big. That way if I want to erase again, it doesn't destroy as much as it did before. So anyway, let's take a look at this. So how are we going to minus this? All right, let's minus it. So we have 0 minus 0. We have 3 minus 0. We have 8 minus 3. That's 5. We have 9 minus 5, which is 4. And then we have a 1 right here. I think I might have did this wrong. Let me see here. Let's see, 159,830. Yeah, that's right. And then we have, oh, see, this is where I did it wrong. Right there, there's the mistake. 3 minus 0 isn't 0, it's 3. There we go. I knew I was off on something there. Okay, so we have a 5 there, we have a 4 here, and we have a 1 here. So that is what the question marks equals, right? We just figured out what this equals, so we can erase this now, like so. And we can write 1, 4, 5, oops, 1, 4, 5, 3, 0, like that. Okay, so I hope you get that. We don't know what x is. We're still trying to find x. We know that once we find x, we'll find out at what percentage. We'll figure out the percentage this increased by to get to this number right here, the 159,830. So all we have to do now is we can do cross multiplication if we want to. We could just divide this and then multiply by 100. So let's just do cross multiplication. So we have let's change color. It's always fun to change color. So this times this is going to be 145,300 x. And this times this, well, that's going to equal, we just add 2 zeros to this. So it's going to be 1453000. Those are the 2 zeros that we added right there. So we multiplied this and we multiplied this together. And now we just got to solve for x. So when we solve for x, we got to divide by this number right here. So we divide both sides by 145,300. Okay, 145,300. Okay, like that. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's make some more room for ourselves. Let's just focus on that. Maybe we'll bring it down later, a little bit later. But let's focus on this right now. So x is going to equal, and let's do long division, 145,300. 145,300 into 145,300. Now what is that? There we are. That's 1,453,000. All right. So we're going to divide 145,300 into 1,453,000. All right. So question at hand is: does this big number go into 1? Does it go into 14? Does it go into 145? Does it go into 1,430? No, it does not. Does it go into this right here? Nope, it's too small, but it does go into this. fact, look at it. They're mirror images. They're mirror images of each other. So it goes into it one time. So I put 1, 4, 5, 3, 0, 0, and we minus it, and we get 0. Now, bring down this other 0. How many times does this number go into 0? Well, it goes into it 0 times. And that's the answer. So x equals 10. So if we look at this original problem, this original proportion, we just found what x equals. X equals 10. So 10 over 100 means that x equals, let's put it right here. Let's use another color, shall we? Let's use this color. X equals 10%. All right. So this was a little bit more difficult, a little bit more difficult concept. But if you get this right here, if you're messing something over here, like we were messing the two top ones, if you can kind of conceptualize it by kind of plussing them together over here and then kind of making sense out of that, then you can find how to do it afterwards. So one more time, what I did is I looked at this. I said, okay, this is what we first started out with. All right, 145,300. Okay, so that represents 100%. This is 100% of the original number. We're going to deal with 100% of the original number. That's what we're dealing with. 100% of the original number. And then we're going to take a percentage of the original number, and we're going to plus it to the original number, and we're going to get this number right here. So we don't know what the percentage is, and we don't know what this number is, but we do know what this number plus this number does equal, and it equals this. So then all we have to do is find the difference, and that's the difference. So then once we found the difference, we found what this question mark equaled, and we put it here. And then we put it up here, and then we just did some cross multiplication, and then we did some long division, and we found out it was 10%. So simple as that. I hope that helped. We're going to do 2 more of these, and this is part 3. So we're going to do part 4 and part 5, and hopefully that will help you understand proportions a little bit better.